Notable trash mobs to Vexamus. As you journey towards Vexamus, you'll encounter two notable trash mobs that you need to take note of: the Spellbound Scepter and Arcane Ravager. The Spellbound Scepter may look like a mere object, but it packs a punch with its three abilities. Firstly, it will spawn multiple little swirlies on the floor with Arcane Rain, dealing moderate damage to anyone who steps on them. Secondly, Monotonous Lecture will randomly put a player to sleep for 6 seconds, leaving them vulnerable to attacks. Lastly, Mana Void will circle around a random player and deal moderate damage to everyone caught in its path. As you'll face multiple spellbound scepters, be sure to keep an eye out for these abilities as they can be lethal if left unchecked. On the other hand, the Arcane Ravager is a more active foe that you need to be cautious of. Vicious Ambush allows it to charge towards a player and deal moderate damage in a 5-yard radius. Avoid being too close to it to avoid getting caught in the crossfire. Additionally, Rift Breath is a frontal breath that should be avoided at all costs. The Arcane Ravager may look intimidating, but with some strategic positioning, you can take it down with ease. As you venture towards Vexamus, don't underestimate these trash mobs. They may not be bosses, but they can still pose a significant challenge to unprepared players. So make sure to keep an eye out for their abilities and avoid their deadly attacks. The Vexamus boss encounter. Vexamus can be quite tricky if you don't know its abilities and how to counter them. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's dive right into the strategy. Firstly, let's talk about Vexamus's abilities. The boss has 4 notable abilities that you need to be aware of. These include Arcane Expulsion, Mana Bomb, Arcane Orbs, and Arcane Fissure. Arcane Expulsion is a frontal cone that Vexamus frequently uses in the direction of the tank. The tank's position determines the direction of the cone. It's crucial to avoid getting hit by this ability as it deals significant damage. Mana Bomb is another ability that affects 2 random players regularly. The affected players explode after 4 seconds, dealing moderate damage within a 4-yard radius. It's advised to move to an uncrowded place at the edge of the room to place the corrupted mana away from other players. Arcane Orbs is the main ability that you need to focus on in this fight. The boss gains 20 energy from orbs traveling towards it unless soaked by players. 5 arcane orbs spawn from the edge of the room and slowly travel towards the boss. Soaking these orbs deals light damage to players but applies a debuff over Surge, which increases damage taken by 100%. Finally, Arcane Fissure is the most dangerous ability that Vexamus possesses. The boss gains energy on itself, and upon reaching 100 energy, the boss explodes with Arcane Fissure. The explosion deals moderate damage to all players and pushes them away. Additionally, fissures of arcane energy will spawn below each player, following their position for 4 seconds. Coming in contact with these fissures deals heavy damage to all players struck within a 4-yard radius. Now, let's talk about the strategy to defeat Vexamus. The main goal of this fight is to delay the amount of energy the boss gains, so you need to prioritize soaking the arcane orbs as soon as they spawn. The longer you delay the energy gain, the easier it becomes to deal with the other abilities. It's crucial to stay spread out and avoid getting hit by Mana Bomb or Arcane Expulsion. When you get hit by Mana Bomb, move away from other players to avoid causing them extra damage. When the boss reaches 100 energy, it's essential to move away from other players to avoid the fissures of arcane energy. Try to spread out and move away from the fissures to avoid taking extra damage. Repeat these abilities until the boss is defeated. Remember to soak the arcane orbs and move away from the corrupted mana to avoid taking extra damage. In conclusion, the Vexamus boss fight in Algeth'ar Academy requires a lot of coordination and focus, but if you follow this guide, you'll be able to defeat the boss easily.